Welcome to another video from Let's Drink Tea. Today we're going to be brewing Alishan tea, or Ali Mountain tea, which is a high mountain oolong tea from Taiwan. This tea is, I would say one of my favorite oolongs, but it's one of my favorite lighter oolong teas. Some of them, like the Tia Guanyin, the really popular light Chinese oolong, I don't like as much, but this one I really like. But generally I do prefer darker oolong teas. This tea is very distinctive. This brand I have here is from Tizen or Tenzin. It looks like Tizen, something like that. It's decent. I bought it off Amazon. Actually decent. It's actually really good, but it's quite expensive for a very small amount. It's only 50 grams. So I wouldn't recommend it. If you've seen the recommendations on my site, you'll have noticed that I don't recommend it. But that's the main reason. It's the price. Is the reason I recommend the teas I do over this one. Otherwise, it's quite good. And you can see what makes Alishan distinctive are these really tightly rolled leaves. So when it brews, those actually expand a lot. They're fairly large leaves. They're actually really large leaves. And for this tea, you want to use about 1 teaspoon per 8 ounces of water. And since this is a 20-ounce cup, I'll use about 2.5 teaspoons. This one, actually, I should make it a little fuller. There, get a few more leaves on there. So 2.5 like this. It won't look like much in the infuser if you're used to brewing other teas. You know, when you put the correct amount in, it looks quite full. With this one, it'll look very empty, but that's because they're so tightly rolled, they end up expanding a lot. And once the tea is brewed, they're extremely full. And you'll probably see places online that say to use a lot more leaves than this. They say like 3 or 4 teaspoons per 8 ounces, and that's fine too. That's the Chinese Gong Fu brewing method. You use way more leaves, use a very short steeping time, but then you get a ton of infusions. You get like 10, 12 infusions. And I don't want to drink 10 to 12 of these cups a day, and since I'm the only one drinking it, that's too much for me. So I use far fewer leaves and use longer steeping times. You know, for Gong Fu, you steep it for like 10-15 seconds. You'll see I'll steep this, well, for about a minute. I'll probably do a little bit less. I kind of always just watch it and see how it looks. Anyways, let's get the other half one in there. Okay. So that's it. We've got the leaves we need. And now let's add some water. And the water for oolong tea is, you want it to be about 90 to 95 degrees Celsius or around 200 degrees Fahrenheit. So it's just below the boiling point. So what you can do if you have a kettle like this one that doesn't have a temperature setting, you just boil it and then let it cool off for a bit. That's generally what I do. Let it cool off for 30 seconds or so. Okay, so let's get that in there. And you notice that the water isn't taking any color at all at the moment. That's because the leaves are so tightly rolled up. So with a lot of teas, you know, you see the color immediately. With this one, you do have to wait a bit to let the leaves kind of unfurl, and then the water will change. It never does get very dark though, because it's a light oolong. It'll look almost like a green tea, maybe slightly darker than a green tea. So yeah, we'll take a look. And like I said, you want to let it steep about a minute. I don't have a timer. I'm not timing this or anything, so I don't know how long this is actually going to steep. I just kind of watch it until the water looks the color I want, and then I'll take it out. Let's take a look. The leaves have unfurled. Yeah, it's starting to look good. I'll leave it in a little bit more. I don't know if I can get these out of here and see, but see, you can. This will probably be quite hot, but you can see the leaves have unfurled quite a bit already. They've still got a ways to go to fully unfurl, but they're already a lot larger. Try to get, here's one that's a little more unfurled. See, and this one's still going, but this is what they end up looking like. Yeah, so that's about the color you want there. At least the color I want. I don't want to make it too strong. Oolong tea won't really get bitter, but said I like to get and will get about 5 to 6 infusions out of these leaves. So I'll leave it at this strength and get about 4 or 5 that look like this, and then the last one I'll make much stronger. I just leave it in for a really long time, and use fully boiling water just to kind of get everything I can out of the leaves. Okay, looks great. Let's take this out. You don't need to do this. I always kind of drip off the water, and as you can see, I end up dripping it everywhere, so that might not be the best thing to do, but I do that all the time. So anyways, that's it. As you can see, it's a lovely color, and it is a really good tea. And well, thank you for watching as always, and have a great day.